please move forward and take your seats. With that being said, we're setting the stage for our next discussion, and this is where we're focusing on leadership imperatives for sustainable and decarbonized maritime growth. We, in fact, will be having a leader from the maritime fraternity herself who is joining us this evening. But while we do so, just another second, and I think we're all set to also invite our moderator, Ramakrishnan N., who's the Managing Director of Primus Partners. Let me please invite Mr. Ramakrishnan N. to please come on stage first up. Thank you so much for joining us. And we also have with us none other than Deniz Kirdar, true Managing Director, AMEA with Switzer Group. So thank you so much for joining in. Meanwhile, everyone, move forward. We've got the final set of sessions, and then that's how we plan to do it for the rest of the evening. But first up, with that, over to you, sir.
Okay, long day, long 2 days in fact, Saturday evening. Most of the crowd is back there since there's no bar there, so everybody is grabbing a tea or a coffee or whatever it is. Let's try and kind of minimize the pain factor for the people here and keep a few short, crisp questions and move on from there. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here. Lovely meeting you. Maybe you can start with a very broad overview of how you look at decarbonization and sustainability goals from a strategic point of view versus a day-to-day point of view. How does it translate into operational goals which you monitor?
Thank you very much, Ram. Is this working? No? I have something. This is not working? No?
Is it working?
This working? Yes? Okay, awesome. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here, despite quite late in the day. So if we think about decarbonization, the heart of this conundrum is about long-term versus short-term. How can we maintain the momentum? How can we maintain the buy-in, investment, ownership, and a long-term vision in our organization while the short-term commercial, customer, and policy pressures are ongoing? So for us at Switzer, we are part of a group of companies that wants to have a purpose. That means we leave a positive impact in our societies. Our values also have constant care, which includes an environmental stewardship that defines who we are and what we do. And of course, for decarbonization, we also mean that this is good business. And no matter how many times policy change, politics change, we always will see that the impact of climate change and the necessary operational requirements will always be there. No matter if you look at the short-term commercial needs or pressures, we still need to ensure that we are ready for weather changes. We are ready for sea condition changes. We are ready for any kind of anticipation of port window closures, because climate change gives real impact on how we do maritime operations. So when we look at all of these, it's very easy to say we have to work and get ready for these impacts anyway. And at the same time, if you look at maritime overall has been super progressive. We've been developing faster than the policy. And also, if you look at our oil and gas terminals, our oil and gas customers, they are really at the forefront of decarbonization. One simple fact, if you look at the new shipbuilding order book, half of them are already future-fueled fleet. So that tells you something, that this industry is moving forward with decarbonization no matter where the policy is. So for us, it's very, very meaningful, and there is a foundation that we can have these conversations with our customers. And of course, at the end of the day, we really need to bring together this leadership, the purpose and values, together with some concrete action.
I really like the word you used, future fuel. That's wonderful. I keep telling people that, irrespective of what the leadership changes are or what the current policy changes are, at the end of the day, everyone is worried about their children and their grandchildren. And for them to live a better life, you need to focus on climate change. So wonderful, hearing similar thoughts in terms of the policy landscape. This is what you have to do immediately. A lot of conversation has been happening around the use of different types of technology, AI or otherwise. So in your decarbonization journey, what are some of the critical interventions from a technology point of view do you see either already working out or very good initial pilots which you think should take more of a center stage going forward?
Yeah, that's a great question. So for our decarb strategy, we focus on 3 areas. It's behavior, it's equipment, and it's fuel. And in all of these areas, there's continuous innovation, there's trial and error all the time. So for behavior, this is for us super important because it's taking these partnerships that we talk about. It doesn't have to be a business-to-business partnership. It's also about our colleagues on the ground, partnering with pilots, partnering with vessel traffic schedulers, that every day they can do something different that contributes to emission reductions. For us, for example, we have a campaign called Aim for 8. It's very simple. When you're mobilizing, demobilizing, go at the most efficient speed of 8 knots. Very straightforward, which means everyone can actually see the impact that they are making. But when you go to technology, we work very closely on equipment manufacturers, battery manufacturers, shipyards, ship designers. And that's our equipment, you could say, focus area. And I'm very proud to say that actually in India, here in Cochin Shipyard, we are building a super innovative, advanced, the most green and most capable tug right now in Cochin. So that's actually, what does this say? Because it's not only the equipment, it's not only the technology, it's also the policy. India, with the Green Tug Transition Program, is leading the way of decarbonization in towage. And we are very proud to be a partner, and we are looking forward to do even more business. Then the fuel focus. On the fuels, nobody knows what the end game is. So everybody is trialing and error, and unless there is clear policy that defines what the future fuel is going to be, then it's going to be always hybrid solutions. People are looking for solutions that can work today, that can work in the future, and that can adapt. So I think one of the 3 things will happen. Either it's going to be a policy, clear definition, or it's going to be a fuel supply. So we'll see which fuel will be in supply, or what is the pricing mechanism, which is it that we can afford, or a third element could be that customers really push for it. Though I have to say that we are not seeing that optimum push right now because the customers do not want to pay a premium for decarb solutions at the moment.
Interesting. You spoke about behavior, and then you spoke about customer behavior not really being, at the forefront of go ahead and take more money and I'll kind of pay for sustainability, so to say. So from a leadership point of view, be it the corporate leaders or the policy leaders who are attending this event, what would be some of the most critical decisions for organizations to take?
Yeah, I think the most critical decisions are not necessarily technical decisions. What business needs and what we need as a kind of population that wants to mitigate the impacts of climate change, we need certainty, stability, and clear policy. So with those things in place, as India has been leading the way for it, we can make meaningful changes. Everything that's technical, whether it's a new equipment, if it's AI, if it's a new fuel, there are amazing scientists, and some of them we heard today, that they will deliver, they will create the solutions, but without some certainty on policy setting and a clear direction on stability, we will never be able to get there.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to hear from people coming in from outside India and talking about the positive policy decisions and leadership which the government is taking. So thank you so much for taking out that time. I think we'll wrap up a few minutes before what is allocated to us. If there's any questions from the audience, we can take it. Otherwise, we can wrap up. I think people want to wrap up the day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.